Nothing sent me a package, Bamboo Lab sent me a package, PCBWay sent me a package, and all of you sent me a heap of models that I've 3D printed. So let's get into it. This is the Nothing CMF Phone 1. The back panel unscrews and you can swap in different cases and accessories and other things. I won a little design contest they hosted, so thank you for Nothing. I mean, thank you to Nothing for sending this out. I like what you're all up to, it's really cool stuff. Also, thank you to Bamboo Lab who sent me the A1 Mini 3D printer with AMS Lite as part of the same prize. The contest was a Maker World collaboration, so again, thank you. Now, I told all of you that if I won, I was going to 3D print all the different weird, wonderful, and unnecessary phone case models for the CMF phone that you sent me, and it was a lot more than I expected. Also, PCBWay sent me this mystery package, but more on that later. We need to work our way through this pile. So let's start with the biggest, the Dynatac case by E-Egg that makes it look like the world's first cellular phone, the Dynatac. Not going to lie, I feel like an absolute boss holding this. Plus, you also get a heap of storage space in the back. The next print is the Fly Swatter accessory by Guys Reed, and this one was actually chosen by Mr. Unnecessary Inventions themselves as the winner of the most unexpected category. This is really silly, I love it. Okay, next up is one of my designs. I previously made this fidget toy, so I thought why not try to combine it with the accessory point since it's basically a fidget toy already. And I'm glad to see that the model does work well, but it does need a tiny bit of adjusting because this is the first time it's been tested on the real phone. I use these dummy phones for testing, but they're only so accurate. And one thing that wasn't included in the 3D model that I based this design around is this little bump here. It's small, but it's enough to make my design not sit completely flush. So just be aware of that if you're designing something similar. Next up is the Solar System back cover by Wugai. The way that the screws and the accessory point are integrated into the design is such an incredible detail, and the animations are also phenomenal. This is amazing. One thing to mention though is that none of the cases in this video include any buttons. The default case has them built in, and I did 3D print some for this video, but they were so small that I lost them before filming, so please just keep in mind you will need to 3D print your own buttons separately. The next one is a pizza cutter by Trembusto, so let's give it a go. It melted, and I suppose I'm already full of microplastics anyway. This is a fun gag, but please nobody print this and actually use it. Just don't. Anyway, next up is my brick case. And this is the one that won me the contest, so thank you, Akis. This multicolored version looks nice, but the tolerances were a tiny bit off. So I also made this second version that I had to glue together, but looks a bit nicer in my opinion. And this time the tolerances were spot on. I'm glad everyone liked this design so much, and thank you to everyone who's already printed it. I really appreciate it. And before we move on, we've got a mystery package to open up. This is a transparent resin version of my brick case, 3D printed by PCBWay. And it looks so good, right? The bricks fit great, and I just love transparent tech, so this is definitely my dream phone. And if you want to make something like this yourself, just download the raw 3D model file, upload it to PCBWay, select whatever material and finish you want. I of course chose transparent resin, submit the request, and then PCBWay will manufacture it and ship it out to you like magic. And they also do CNCing, laser cutting, circuit boards, and so much more. So check out my link below to save $5 on your first purchase, and a big thank you to PCBWay for sponsoring the channel. Cheers. On to the next design, a tripod stand by 3D Printegrate. And I love the idea and the design work that went into the mechanism here. Unfortunately, it's just a bit too flimsy, but if the designer can improve the design and get it working properly, I would definitely use this one. Next up is a camera mount by Maxim Design. It has two mounts on the top for lights or a microphone or whatever, and a 1/4-inch tripod screw underneath. And I couldn't get mine to screw in all the way. My support settings must have been a bit off, so I reprinted it super detailed with the resin, and this time it fit perfectly. Now, this is a simple design, but it's one of my favorites. Nice work. Another model that I enjoyed far more than I thought I would is this Pinky Rest by T-Rex that lets you comfortably hold the phone and type with one hand. It's simple, it's elegant, and it also doubles as a stand. And this is another stand design by Zyle, and this one unfolds into the stand and also holds a card. I always admire a design that can make use of flexible parts, and this is no exception. It is a great design. And here's another flexible design, this time by Rexu, and it works, but I'm not sure how much I trust it with a $400 phone. Impressive work though, Rexu. Okay, the CMF phone is a budget phone, which means there's no built-in wireless charging, but you can add it back with one of these things. So I designed this little part that just mounts it in place. However, Mars Gizmo also designed this version that also adds a spot for a MagSafe pad. Mine's a bit thinner, but theirs has more features, so let me know which one you prefer. I like to feature smaller, up-and-coming designers on my channel, so make sure you also check out Mars Gizmo on YouTube. And the penultimate mod for this video is the folding fan by Emmanuel. This is a really fun design, but unfortunately doesn't work very well in the real world. But I'm in love with the idea and I think it could work well with just a bit more work. Okay, I've saved the best until last. There's a lot of pieces here, so there we go. This is a Nerf Dart Launcher by Kabaruk. There's 3 elastic bands inside it, and if you just pull back the lever and hit the trigger, it has a surprising amount of force behind it. And can we just appreciate the engineering that went into this? This is a lot of fun and probably my favorite. And here everything is. Oh, and we can't forget the pizza cutter. I've switched back to the transparent brick case because I'm just in love with it. But please let me know down below which case you thought was the most fun or the most unnecessary. And also, please make sure you go and check out all of these creators on MakerWorld. And please, please, please consider giving them a boost or leaving an encouraging comment. Cheers.